Hello everyone, welcome to the session. How are all of you doing?
Hello everyone.
Good to see you all join in, guys. Welcome to today's session. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Right, good to see all of you join in. Hi Pallavi, hello Vishnu, hi Davi, welcome to the session. Hello Devanshu, good to see you join in. Hi Ankit, good evening, welcome to the session right on time. Hello, good evening, welcome to the session. Hi Gayatri, hello Dark Light, welcome to the session. So today's session is a very special session, guys. Hello Prashant, क्योंकि आज के session में we're gonna have an achiever, one of my previous year students who's going to join us. That is Aditya, and Aditya is someone who has graduated from. Yes, Dia. Welcome to the session. Hi, Devanshu. So Aditya is someone who's graduated from NMIMS Mumbai, and he is the right person and the best person to give you an insight into the world of MBA in top colleges, answer your questions regarding various. Don't worry, Aniket. Soon, you'll see both of us on screen. So I will shift the position. Don't worry. So, guys, welcome to the session once more. So, he's the best person to answer all your queries on profile building, how exactly life at a premier college looks like, what exactly should you prepare yourself, how exactly you should prepare yourself, आपको कैसे मतलब जितना भी मतलब आपको कैट के रिलेटेड डाउट्स है, एनमैट को रिलेटेड डाउट्स है, आपको ओमेट्स के प्रिपरेशन को रिलेटेड डाउट्स है, मॉक्स कब देने चाहिए, क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड एलआरडी, सो यू कैन पिक हिज ब्रेन. Okay, so let's get started. What are we waiting for? उससे पहले मैं आपको remind कर दूं before I invite Aditya on screen and we move ahead with our session. Guys, I want everybody to be a part of the group Unacademy _Ritu Dudhoria for complete preparation of the VRC section. If you're not already a part of it, please make sure that you join the group. ठीक है. उसके साथ साथ guys, these are the ongoing and the upcoming batches. आप अपने screen पे देख सकते हो यहाँ पर 23rd February. Okay, these are the batches which are starting, and you can see the master weekday batch of which I'm going to be a part of. So I would request everyone to join the batch. Is batch में I would be handling the verbal ability section, and there'll be Udit Saini sir and Praveen Tyagi sir, great educators, and आपका complete preparation होगा basic से लेकर advanced से. So I want everybody to make sure that you're a part of it. Okay. So जल्दी से enroll करो, पर उसके लिए आपको plus subscription लेना बहुत important है. So if you haven't yet taken the plus subscription today, even Aditya is going to talk about कि कितना important होता है for you to prepare in a very systematic manner. So I want all of you to take the subscription जल्दी से. And उसके लिए guys plus an iconic subscription है, आपको complete coverage मिलता है, all the tools that you require. Hi Satakshi, welcome to the session. Whether it's courses, educators from all across the country, the best educators, practice sessions, mock discussion, strategy sessions, question banks, सब कुछ मिलता है आपको and at great prices. It's a steal. It's honestly a steal. And don't worry guys, अगर आप यहाँ code लगाओगे Ritu MBA, you will get a further 10% off. Okay, similarly, iconic subscription guys. Iconic is so iconic because it's one of a kind product in the market. आप generally क्या होता है, आप educators आपको class में सिखाते हैं, yes, that's great, you can communicate with them, you can connect with them, but sometimes you need that mentorship. आपको mentors चाहिए होते हैं जो आपको continuously guide करे, whether it's in terms of doubt solving, whether it's in case of study planner, whether it's test analysis, guidance की हमको जरूरत होती है, and that's why your mentors come in. Like all of you have joined the session today also, you've joined the session today because you're looking for mentorship. है ना, तो आप मेंटरशिप की तलाश में हो, इसीलिए आप आए हो इस सेशन में. So imagine if you have a mentor with whom you can very easily connect, you can directly book your one-on-one mentorship sessions according to your convenience. What better than that, right? And for that, again, I want all of you to apply the code Ritu MBA while taking the iconic subscription. Yes, Nancy. So Aditya will join us shortly in a couple of minutes, and then he will take care of all these questions that you have. Right. So thank you, Kapil. So guys, ये रहा आपका plus and iconic subscription. So जल्दी से आप अपना subscription book करो and apply the code Ritu MBA. Okay, and this is the number that you can contact. ठीक है, अगर आपको further questions की जरूरत हो तो. So let's get started, guys. Aditya has joined us. 1 minute.
Hey, hi.
Hi Aditya, how are you?
Hey, hi, I'm doing fine. I'm
Okay,
really
great.
sorry.
I'm
The
good. I'm
meeting
good.
is
Aditya, you're live on the
yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Unacademy Cat. So let me introduce you first of all. So guys, is it are both of us are both of me and Aditya audible to all of you? I hope you're all audible. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Great. So let me introduce Aditya first of all. Aditya, thank you so much for joining us in the session. It's really great that you could be a part of the session. I was just telling the students about you. You can go ahead and introduce yourselves as a lot, and they're all ready to pick your brain today and ask you a lot of questions regarding preparation. So Aditya was a student of mine, and he's graduated from NMIMS Mumbai, and currently he is working for a startup, and he's heading the Bangalore division, and he was one of the most exceptional students that I've had. He's always the one. He was very nicely obliged last year as well to talk to all the students, and some of you remember him from last time as well. So great, Aditya. Go ahead. Welcome to the session.
Hi, ma'am. Thanks a lot for those words. Hi, guys. Something about me, I would like to, tell that again. Engineer, electronics and communication guy, worked for 3 years in IT. I'm pretty sure many of you would have the same profile. And then I, got into NM. Before that, I was taking tuitions or would say guidance with time, and that's where I met Ritu ma'am. So after that, I went into NM. I did my major in sales and marketing and minor in strategy. I got a PPO from a company called Ninja Cart. It's been 7 years. We are out of the startup realm or phase, you might call. And I got a PPO directly. I got summer internship in the same company, and now I'm heading the Bangalore division, the sales and operations for Ninja Cart in Bangalore.
Okay, great, Aditya. Guys, Aditya is willing to take up all your questions, okay? And most of them had a question last time. Yesterday itself, Aditya, I was taking a session with them on, sort of guidance. So they told me, ma'am, how do we build our profile? हमको marketing में MBA करना है, हमको finance में MBA करना है. So how do we go about building our profile? And yes, so I will take up specific questions first of all. So guys, if you have any specific questions, let me know. I will address them to Aditya. तो आप अपने chat box पे questions को लगातार रखना. So we will pick up the best questions and he'll try and answer all the questions possible. So first question, Aditya, is how do we exactly build the profile? So that's what is the kind of profile that B schools are looking for? Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So am I visible properly now? I'm trying to use a different filter.
Yes, perfectly visible. Great, Aditya.
Yeah. Hi guys. So when all of these top colleges, or any tier 1 or tier 2 colleges per se, they look at different things, right? When you look at the way in which when they take you, it'll be good to have some amount of work experience. Okay, so it's not that. So I'm only stating ideal conditions. It does not mean that if someone has a 5-year work experience, they won't be respected or something. One of the best profiles would be somewhere close to 2 years experience, because they say that because it's very difficult to unlearn in the future. Okay, you would have learned some practices in your previous organizations, and if it's about 5 years, then it'll be really tough for someone to unlearn. So that's the concept, that's the thinking with respect to the top MBA colleges in India, and I do agree to it to an extent, where the best would be 2 years. And if you're really interested, look, say what I would say is, in more than building a profile, you'll have to understand what really matters and what you're getting into. Like, say, I've spoken to a lot of students from the past 1.5 years. I've coached many of them, and one question that comes up is, I want to do sales and marketing, I want to do finance. I would ask them the question, hey, do you actually know what a sales manager does? Do you actually know what a marketing manager does? Do you know where you want to go in the future? Do you know certain companies that you'll have to apply for? So here is where you'll have to do your work in talk to different managers who are working in sales, who are working in marketing, who are working in finance, equity research, operations management. Talk to them and figure out what they do on an everyday basis, right? So just because marketing sounds nice, I would say that the most glamorous part of marketing is advertising, right?
Correct.
So figure out how many times in a year they do this. Okay. Advertising or campaign building happens very rarely. It's not that Amul comes in every day and they do something new, right? So most of the time in sales and marketing is built on building, on developing that rigor, developing people management skills. So you'll have to understand where you have to go, what you have to do in order to get there. So apart from that, keep a good understanding of what you want to do, which companies you want to go, what are they currently doing. You could also do 2 years of WorkX. It'll be nice. WorkX in any field is going to be nice, but WorkX in the field that you want to go, like say if you want to do sales and marketing, if you're into sales before, that would have been better, preferential, but not end all be all, right? And also try to do some certifications. Don't do certifications for the sake of doing certifications, guys. This is what I say, everyone. Okay, please don't do certifications for the sake of it. Like say, okay, I want to do some digital marketing, which you can do in like say 3 days. 3 days also you'll get a certification. If you do it for 3 months, also you'll get a certification. Okay, so do it with respect to interest. Okay, not just if I go to an interview and I tell them I've done I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. It doesn't matter if you don't have the knowledge. Okay, so I would like summarize, like go for a good WorkX. Try working in some NGOs or something. That also some that the people look for. Like in NM, we had 2 months of mandatory NGO serving period. Okay, so that was something that we really understood. Like giving back to society that is given to us is something that every MBA looks for, and every company as of today is looking to do that in terms of CSR. Okay, so all of these things will also be good. Try to understand where you're going and do certifications only if you are interested in. So this is on a whole, but for different people it will be very different. I'm ready to take like say individual questions for that also.
Yeah, so I have questions, like I have certain questions, like most of the students here present have those questions. Now see, there are certain factors that are controllables and that are non-controllables. Like right now they can control their CAT score, or they can probably control the certifications that they do, because they still have till November, right, of 2022. They can control their GDPI performance and a bit of their academics, whatever is left. But there are a lot of students who are freshers. They are freshers.
Okay.
They don't have work experience.
Okay.
So they have 2 major questions. One is just being a fresher. Do they have a good opportunity to get into top B schools? Like if you could also tell us, in aapke batch mein kitne freshers the? Like, what was the mix? And the second question that most of them have, and they even asked me yesterday, is now they're freshers. They can't really get work experience in such a short amount of time. Would internships help? Like, would like a 3-month or a 6-month, and what should be the ideal duration of an internship? Or they can just leave aside all of this, worry just about a great CAT score, and still get into these colleges.
Yeah, that's actually a great question that I get asked very frequently. So yeah. I would say that there are some advantages with respect to WorkX, right? Like say if you look at only the sole concept of getting into top B schools and nothing else. Okay, if I'm right and my memory serves right, 1 year may you'll get somewhere like 2 points. 2 years you'll get somewhere around 4 points. 2 years may you get somewhere around say 8 points, and after 3 years that reduces. Like say if you have a WorkX of more than 3 years, it reduces to 6 points, and then after 5 it reduces to 4 points, and for a fresher it's always 0. Okay. So a lot of people, like say probably around 20 to 30% of my batch were freshers. Okay. And a lot of FMCG companies look at freshers because they want that, that zeal, that new kind of a thinking, that they can mold someone as they want, right? So that's what companies are looking for. Like say I've come from an IT background. Okay, I'm attached to some processes. When I go into an FMCG, try to talk to a distributor, it'll be different. But if a fresher comes in, it'll be easily moldable. Okay, so that's what companies look for with respect. Yeah, so freshers can't do anything to earn that point. Okay, so that's with respect to your points, that's all. Okay, if you do an internship, that's a very important thing. If you do an internship and you score good marks, you'll have something to talk about in the interview. If you are if you have nothing, like say if you have only acads, great acads, you've gotten like say what 99.97 or something, 99.8 percentile, and you have nothing, you don't have an internship, you don't have a corporate project, you've not done anything, your entire interview is going to be based on academics, right? So and we're looking at management skills, we're looking at interacting with people, trying to build processes, trying to understand a business. So it'll just get tougher. It's not that it can't be done. I've seen many people who have done it, but then you should have a really great interview for that to happen. Okay.
Right.
So what I would say is, great, if you have 0 years of work experience, so be it. Okay, so what can you further do is try to do some internships, try to do some certifications, try to do some what do you say, some corporate projects that actually matter. Even an NGO experience will be really good. Facing a customer, facing someone, facing your boss on an everyday basis is all you need, to go ahead and crack it in the interview. So with respect to rules, different colleges have different rules with respect to, if they're going to hand out 0 points or 2 points or 4 points, but don't worry about it. Always score well. Okay, freshers, I would always say that go ahead and score a percentile or 1 percentile or 1.5 percentile more than WorkX people. And WorkX people also, like say if you have more than 3.5 years work experience, try to score more. Okay.
Great. Thanks for that question. Thanks for the answer, Aditya. Now, the next question that students have in mind is co-curriculars. How to, if you could share us like your interview experience, like can you tell us which were the colleges that you got calls from? Okay. And like 1 or 2 questions, like some questions that you remember that you were asked, and how did you drive that conversation? Because I personally know that you've had a great cricketing, like a good sports background. So, if you're a fresher and let's say you don't have, you don't want questions only on academics, you kind of want to divert the conversation. But you have a great either sports career or you have a great music thing or, something going on for you in co-curriculum. So how do you do that? And what were some of the questions that were asked to you?
Just a second.
Sure. Of course. Take your time, guys. And I would request all of you to kindly post your questions on on the chat box so that I can ask Aditya specific questions. I do remember some of the questions that you've asked me and I'm trying to put them on. But if you could ask, if you have specific questions, start posting. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So sorry for that. So something about me is I've had a great sporting kind of experience when I was really young, right? So I played under 19 Ranji for Karnataka. I've also represented district level for badminton and district levels for basketball. So this is something that it really helped me, that I could go into an interview and say that, hey, listen, I'm this motivated, I am this focused because I've done this before. So I would give an example of people who watch football. One of my friends who got into NM got his entire interview on Manchester United. Okay, that was a great luck. I mean, there was no other question that actually came in. It was only about how good Manchester United was. And what it was, and it actually, there was a reason for it. Okay, because he was really passionate about it and he really knew everything about the club. Okay, true. That's what the interviews are looking for. A lot of questions give cliched answers, right? Like someone comes and asks you, what are your strengths? I'm pretty sure people would say that, hey, I'm a great people's man, I'm a hard worker. Everyone is a hard worker, everyone will be a people's man. So how are you going to differentiate yourself? It is really good to take your interview to that particular aspect. So some of my coming back to the first part of the question is how many interviews I've given. I've given CAP interviews, I gave NM, I gave SIBM, I've given MDI Gurgaon, IMT Ghaziabad. So all of these, I would probably take you through my NM interview. One thing that I would say, everyone, is the first 1.5 minutes is what is very important in any interview, right? So if I am interviewing someone, I go ahead and I ask someone a question in the initial 1.5 minutes, and I form a particular judgment or a particular perception about a guy. and the remaining 15 minutes is only going to reinforce whatever decision I've taken initially. Okay, say for example, if I think that the guy is good and he makes a mistake in the 12th or the 13th minute, I would still think that okay, it's just one question. Galtiyan to sabse hoti hai. Okay, that's what will be in my mind. And if say for example, if I have a very bad view on someone in the initial 1 or 1.5 minutes, and he does everything right and answers something really bad in the 14th or the 15th minute, I would go ahead and say that yes, I was right that this guy was not good, and so that's what happens, right? So be very confident, be bold, and have a good body language within the first 1.5 minutes. That's what I did in NM. And some of the questions were situational, right? So they asked me at that point of time when it was 3 or 4 years back. They asked me, Karnataka, is where I'm from. I'm a Bangalorean. They asked me, there's a lot of Kaveri issues going on, and we've read that by 2025, Karnataka will have no water left. Okay, so what are your thoughts on this? So this is where you'll have to be a little current affairs oriented, try to be a little street smart. So what I told was, to my advantage, one of my cousins was building a house. Then that came back to me, and Karnataka had taken up a project where every house that comes should have a rainwater harvesting, or else you'll not be able to build the house. So this is the step that Karnataka is taking. Yes, we understand this is happening. We are trying to build dams. We're trying to regulate the water that is being used. We are going towards automated sprinkler methods. We are going towards a rainwater harvesting method. This is the way in which I answered that question. So why I brought this up is situational questions are very important. I got this asked in IMT Ghaziabad also. So they asked me about Nama Bengaluru's metro. Okay, so they asked me, what do you call your metro? Why is it called Nama Bengaluru's metro? Who has the the contract for metro, and why does it take a lot of time to build these metro lines? So these are some situational questions that I got asked. Okay, in one of the interviews, I also got asked about a guesstimate, right? Say for example, I got asked, Aditya, how would you ascertain how many Airtel subscribers are there in a given 5-kilometer radius or in your area? So what exactly happens in interviews is they don't see right answers, right? I could be really off from the right answer, but if my thinking and structure is right, it's going to be really helpful. So how I answered that question was, I would take out ward-wise data, right? The elections happens through wards, like say pin codes, okay? And then I figure out the data of how many people are there. Let's take for calculation purposes that are only 100 people. And then I figure out what is the cell phone penetration rate in urban India. Like say, just take an example of 75%. So that means 75 people use phones in those 100 people. In that, Airtel's market share will be close to 30%. If it's 30%, then it's 7.5 into 3. That's close to what? 7 3s are 21 and 23, 22.5. So that's 23. I would say that 25. There are 23 to 25 users or 23 to 30 users in that particular area. This is how you'll have to think. Okay, so you'll have to have a structured answer. For all reasons, there are not 100 people in my area. There are more than that. There are the cell phone penetration rate might not be 70%. It might be 75. It might be 67. And Airtel's market share could have been 35. It could have been 25. I had no clue. Okay, but I still got in that, and I gave a structured answer. So apart from these two is your strengths and weaknesses question. I always tell students that if you're telling a strength, back it up with something, right? Say, I would say that I'm a great team player. To support that, I would say that I've played in different teams. I've won so many things. This is what happened once, and I exhibited my team morale and my team mentality. Just don't say that I'm good at time management. I'm good at I'm a people's guy. So I mean, without any support, that's baseless data or baseless arguments. So that's what I say. And if there's a weakness question, I would always tell people to support that with whatever you're trying to do. Say, for example, I always took decisions very fast, right? Like say, if someone came and told me that, just take a normal example, right? Where do you want to eat? I would say that, hey, let's go here. Okay. So I would never have, asked someone, hey, what cuisine do you want to eat? What's your budget? Okay. Are you looking at something healthy? So these are some questions that you'll have to ask and take a informative decision. So this is what I told, that I'm trying to, cool down myself. I'm trying to do some meditations, because, I'm always a little more energetic than the average Indian guy. So that's what I did. So support your weaknesses with things that you're doing to, eliminate that weakness, or gradually eliminate that weakness, and also support your strengths with something you have done.
That's actually a very great point that you brought in, because generally when you say strengths and weaknesses, everybody would say, I have good leadership qualities and I have good personality and I'm a team player. And weaknesses, is the classic one. I'm an introvert, or I take time to mix with people and all of that. It's like standard textbook answers that are floating around.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So now the next question that I want to ask is, okay, so there's a question from a learner, Surajit. He says,
ma'am, is there anywhere in which I can read these questions?
Of course, I will share the link with you. Just
yeah.
1 minute. Yes, guys, please keep your questions coming in. I will ask. Yeah, I've shared the link with you. Okay. So you can see Surajit's questions down there. He says, is there any skill that I can work from now on to pursue entrepreneurship? As a management professional, do you feel there's something we could learn and develop before joining for MBA?
Hey, that's a really important question. Who's this? Surajit, yeah. So MBA colleges really like, if you go ahead and 1 minute, guys. Sorry, if MBA colleges really like if you go ahead and say that you want to be an entrepreneur, right? And with all the startup boom that's going around, it's really important for us to know what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Okay. So, I was talking to a guy day before yesterday, and it was really tough for him to figure out how to start a company, right? There's so many legal aspects with respect to starting a company. There's e-mudra signature and all of these things, which no one knew. Everyone talking about, I want to build a company, with a lot of things that goes behind it, even in the administrative part. With respect to that was something that I wanted to tell before I got into this. If you want to pursue entrepreneurship, you'll have to understand how to break down a business, right? So that only comes through either through a very huge breakthrough idea, okay, or through structured thinking, which you've probably seen somewhere. So with respect to entrepreneurship, some of the skills that I can think about is to bet on yourself, and also to be aware of the surroundings. So one thing that happened to me is, before I used to go to retail shops, there were POS danglers hanging with buy one get one free and all of these things. I would never notice it before my MBA, but after my MBA, I started noticing everything. Okay, so it was right there, and I used to go to retail shops, but I never noticed it. Okay, so I would say that be very responsive to things. Look at things that are happening outside. Try to build that that understanding. Try to read a lot of entrepreneur stories. There was a course in NM with respect to entrepreneurship also, like, say, not a complete course. You could have chosen it as an elective in the second year. Try to figure out what it happens, how people raise money. Okay, like, say, if you walk into an interview and someone asks you that, okay, like, say, for example, Surojit, how do you raise money? If you're going to build a startup, how are you going to raise money? Then you go ahead and say, the number one point I can do is to bootstrap. Second is to take a bank loan. Third is to approach angel investors or VCs. So these are some things that you actually can think on, build on. But entrepreneurship is a big journey, guys. It's not something that you can read from a book. When it comes to the second part of it, do you feel there's something we could learn and develop before joining for MBA, right? So I would say that, whatever you have done from the past, if you're, like, say, 25 years old, the past 25 years is all a learning, right? If you want to think about, again, it gets me back to the same question and the same answer. If you want to do something with respect to sales or marketing, what I did was I went ahead and worked as for a short period of time, 1 or 2 months, I worked as a distributor salesman, right? Like, say, I didn't take any money for it. Okay. So I wanted to understand what it actually happens. Like say, what would the customer do? Would he confront you? Would he scold you? How is he going to welcome you? How you have to talk to him? So these are all interest oriented things. With respect to certifications, yes. With respect to finance, if you want to do something, you can do CFA level 1, CFA level 2, and all of these things. With respect to marketing and sales, it's pretty practical, guys. You can't do anything of like say a textbook or something. Okay, try to get out of your comfort zone. Try to befriend a sales guy, even though if you don't want to work in a distributor salesperson or something like that. Try to befriend someone. Try and go with him and figure out how his life is. So at the end of the day, you're going to be managing hundreds of these guys. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Thank you so much, Surajit, for that question, and Aditya for taking up that question. The next question that I have, see, one thing that you would have figured out from Aditya's answers as well, and one thing that I have figured out, me knowing Aditya, is that he's someone who's very proactive. Like even when you're told that okay, you took up a job just to know about it, or you kind of try to figure things out and everything. What generally happens even during the stage of preparation also is that you need to be proactive, right? So could you share something really regarding your preparation journey? Because I see a lot of students, they go about their preparation. Most of these are students who are joined in today are going to write CAT 2022. So what they do is, okay, like we'll attend a couple of classes and then we'll do a lot of self-study, or we'll take up, some of them don't even take up mocks, or even if they take up mocks, I've asked them like, okay, we take up 1 mock or 2 mocks. Ma'am, I got a really bad score. I got really disheartened, and so I left it. And they leave mocks. No matter how many times we tell them mocks, so at least 50 times, 50 mocks aapko dena chahiye and all of that, they don't really take it. So can you tell, hearing it from someone who's been there, can you tell them like exactly how motivated they should be and what exactly they should do in their preparation phase?
Yes. So guys, just to tell you about me. I gave CAT once in 2017 and I scored 55 percentile, guys. 55. Okay. I was same, like say everyone would get ashamed with that score. I didn't even show my face at my to my folks for some days. So
was that with preparation or without preparation?
it was with the preparation of like say 2 months. Okay. So and then what happened was, I understood where I was. Okay, I was always this guy. I see someone scoring, so I scored, right? I scored 97 in 10th. I scored somewhere close to 92 in 12th. In engineering, I was a distinction holder. I thought, hey, I can do it. What's the big deal? Okay. So I just went in. I hadn't joined any course. I just went in. Hey, listen, let me give something and come back. But that was a reality check. Okay, guys, if there is no sure shot answer, or like say sure shot thing that you can do to I would say that, hey, listen, study 10 hours a day, study 12 hours a day, and you will get through. No one can say that. But one thing I would hit the nail on the head and tell you is mocks. I had given somewhere close to 85 to 90 mocks. Okay, if you don't give 90 mocks, yeah. I had subscribed for mocks from like say 3 different service providers. Okay, I wouldn't want to name them though. Okay, so 3 different service providers, and I used to write mocks, right? I shifted from my house. I was working in Electronic City in Bangalore, which is like say 40 kilometers away from my house. I shifted. I stayed there in a dungeon like room, and I used to give mocks. I didn't want to spend time traveling. Okay, I used to give mocks. I used to get really bad marks. I used to get -2 in English. Okay. So I was really demotivated, but there's no other option, guys. You'll have to give mocks. What I would say, that is one more teacher, that told me this, that, hey, when you look at a question in the final exam in CAT or NMAT or something, nothing should look new to you. Okay. If most of the questions look new to you, you're done. Okay, there's no way you can there's no coming back. Okay, you cannot go on the D-Day and think that, hey, I'm really motivated, I know I've done this in the past. Without preparation you can't go in. Okay, mocks is all that matters, guys. Sit for a 3-hour mock exam without talking to anyone, without your phones, without your calculators, and analyze that mock. Okay, I used to write I started my preparation in like say December, very seriously for 2018 mock. Sorry, for 2018 CAT. Right from like say January mid till like say April, I used to give one mock every week. Okay. And after that, I started giving two mocks every week. Okay. I used to write a mock and I used to analyze that paper for the next 3 or 4 days to come. I used to go back. I used to talk to my friends. I used to go to online forums and understand how better you could have solved that question. Okay. So, I mean, guys, all of this CAT, I mean, think about this. There are about 3 lakh people who are writing all these competitive examinations. Okay. And there are about 30 lakh people who aspire to write them. Okay. There were 3 lakh people who actually write it. And out of that, like say you get somewhere around 6,000 seats if you take all your premium B school colleges. Okay. So it's actually 2% if my math is right. Okay. So it requires that amount of rigor and that amount of like say I would say that worship your studies for 1 year, and it'll be really good. Okay. And all these top B school colleges give you great platforms. Okay. It's not that people who don't get into top B school colleges don't make it, but it gives you a good platform. Okay. Please write mocks, guys. Have to be proactive. You cannot be reactive. If you make a mistake, and I would tell you this, right? Say if there are 10 questions in an exam and I get 5 of them correct and 5 of them wrong, I just don't analyze those 5 wrong questions. I analyze the 5 right questions also. I would then go ahead and say that, hey, I spent 2 minutes in solving this question. Is there a way in which I can solve it in like say 30 seconds? Okay. So if I say that you'll have to evaluate something, evaluate the entire paper. Okay. Not just the wrong answers.
Done. Surajit has a follow-up question. Any revision strategy that you followed for CAT? Can you tell us like Quant, Lrdi and VRC, which was your strength, which was not your strength? Revision strategy, because you said that you gave it in 2017 and then, so 2018, did you start completely afresh or you just picked up from where you left off? How?
Yeah. So I didn't pick off from where I left off because I didn't leave it, right? Like I had nothing. I had 55%. I had nothing. Even if I'd have not attempted any question, I would have probably ended up getting 50%. Okay. So I started afresh. Okay. So the initial, like say 6-7 months is where I went in. I took I don't know which book that was. I solved the entire book. Okay. All questions I used to solve. And then I went on to like say, I segmented my learning, like say what Ritu ma'am told. Lrdi was my strong, very strong a segment in which I scored really well. Every mock I used to score somewhere close to 95, 96 percentile, even from the first mock, because I knew which questions to choose. I mean, I probably had a talent for it or something. I always knew out of eight sets, I know which 2 sets would give me those 30 minutes in like say very little small amount of time, like say 30 minutes. I know that I can solve 2.5 sets, and I would have chosen that. For some people, it comes naturally. For some people, they'll have to go through it. My weakest was VARC, right? Like my English was really bad. Okay. And then I downloaded this. If you can go online, you will find the 1000 RC document. Okay. So I downloaded the 1000 RC document and solved this 1000 RC twice. I used to do 1 RC every day. Okay. Every day, every night, 1 RC, no miss. If I had a tough day with my work, or if I had a party day with my friends, I would still come back and I would do that 1 RC. Okay. And I also took my teachers very seriously, right? I always went back to them. I was always very pestery in nature, right? I would go and ask them, why is this like this? Why is it not like this? What can I do? How do I find out the tone of the passage? How do I find out with minimal reading? How do I find out which is the best passage, which is the best parts of the passage? After, like, I would say that after, like, say, if you do 1000 RCs, you'll understand what is the most important part of the RC and which is the least important part of the RC. If you go through it, you'll figure out, hey, I'm reading this paragraph. I'm pretty sure there will be a question on this. Okay. You would build that. Okay. Practice makes man perfect is really, important with respect to CAT. So with respect to revisions, I always did this. I did concentrate a little less on LRDI because I had a talent for it. I concentrated a lot on VARC, right? After 7 months, I took the previous mocks. I started analyzing the mocks again, tried to give the mocks again. Okay, so I went back and did the mocks again. Okay, so mocks is all that matters, guys. Every a mock will have a different set of questions, and you just have to take it as a challenge.
Great. And I also remember this. I remember I taken a para jumble class for you on a Saturday. And you came back to me on a Sunday and you said that, ma'am, I sat up and solved the entire, like you solved, I think, some 100 questions on it. And you came back and told me on Sunday that to morning, I think 8 a.m. class it was. And you were there and you told me that I solved all the 100 questions.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that. I mean, I always had this, guys. I don't want to lose. Yeah. So, I mean, I hate losing, so if I lose, it doesn't let me sleep. That's the same with respect to today also. I want always Bangalore to do well with respect to business. Okay. So if say, for example, Chennai or Delhi does well, I'll be like, hey, I can't sleep tonight. Okay. So that's something about me. I mean, you can always try to work on it, guys. Try to, if you make a mistake, don't get demotivated. Yeah. So demotivation to sabko hota hai. Okay. It's not something new. Like say someone like Aniket would get demotivated and only Divya would get demotivated. No, everyone would get demotivated. It's about understanding that galtiyan sabse hoti hai, and on the D-Day you should have faced so many failures that you come back and it should look like a cakewalk for you.
Okay, great question. Next question is by Pallavi. Any suggestions on how to improve QA and LRDI?
QA and LRDI, right? Yeah, okay. So I'll start with LRDI. Who was it asked by?
Pallavi.
Hey, Pallavi. Yeah. So LRDI, there is one, key thing that you'll have to do, like how I told you, is to choose the set. If you give me today 8 sets, I am pretty sure I would not be able to solve 4 sets. Okay, even after doing so much, even after working, even after like say studying for 2 years, I would not be able to solve because the time, right? Given like say 3 hours for LRD, I'm pretty sure everyone sitting in this meeting would solve all the 8 sets. Okay, you'll have to figure out, like say when you look at LRD, I don't know how many mocks you guys have written. There are circular arrangement questions. There are tabular form questions. There are questions based on a combination of syllogisms. Okay, you'll have to figure out what are you good at. So I was always good at circular pattern questions, right? Someone is sitting in this table, D ke right mein E hai, E's cousin is F, and all of this. So I knew that this was what I was good at, and I had practiced a lot of these questions also. The moment I see a question in LRDI based on circular arrangement, I take circular arrangement. Okay, and I solve it in like say 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure it's right, and I get that confidence. Okay, LRDI is based on completely based on experience and how you practice a lot of questions. But Quant is a little different. Okay, Quant has a lot of concepts that come with it, like say time and work. Okay, I had a formula. I don't know if you still have it. I had a formula book. Okay, so every day I used to write this in this formula book, and I used to practice percentages, right? I never knew 1/3. If someone told 1/3, now I can say that it's 33.33%. 1/4, it's 25%. Okay, so I used to write this table. I used to write 1/1, 1/2 is 50%, 1/3 is 33%, 1/4 is 25%. Okay, so this is what I used to sit and write every day, and I used to go through that. Okay, and I used to write a formula sheet, in which I know what is time, work, and distance formulas. I know what are percentage formulas. I know what are with respect to time and energy. I know what questions, what formulas they would be. Once you learn all these formulas, once you have all of these on the tip of your tongue, it then depends upon where you apply it. Okay, so Quant is a little. It's tricky for everyone, right? I'm pretty sure out of 15, 14 people in this meeting, I'll be 11 people or 12 people who would have Quant problems. Okay, so it's about how you solve questions, and you have to build that rigor, right? You'll have to go and write down those formulas, write down those percentages, and you should not use a calculator. The moment you use calculator in a CAT exam is where you lose.
Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Pallavi. Thank you so much. So guys, before I pose more questions, yes, do we have Surajit wants? Okay, the couple has a question. If you have any startup idea, should you go for a job and keep working on the startup idea, or you should go ahead with the startup? That's
Uh, if
relevant.
if that question would be for me, I would do both, right? Say I would go and join a job or join an MBA college and then do it, because startup ideas, like say in India, ideas are galore, right? I can say I can get in an idea for. But if you don't know how to build a business, like I'm pretty sure everyone would have seen Shark Tank. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is people are there with a lot of ideas, but they don't know how to make money out of those ideas. And that's what your MBA, that's what your experience teaches you. Okay. So I would say that if you ask me, I would say that go ahead and do both. Okay. Don't leave your startup. Try to run a beta version of it side by side. Okay. But education is really important, and how to make money out of it is really important.
Okay, great. I guess that answers your question, couple. Surajit has the next question. How did you keep yourself sustain the work ethic for CAT preparation? What were the challenges that kept you awake? Like, how did you keep yourself motivated throughout the journey? I guess that's the drive that you had that you didn't want to lose, right?
Not only that, I mean, when we were, joining a class helps. Like say if you say that, okay, I'm not going to join any class. Like say any, there are so many people, right? Like there's
Yeah,
Unacademy, there's
self prep.
time, yeah. There's so many different things now. What these give, apart from the guidance and apart from everything that they give, is a classroom environment. Okay.
True.
So you get that, like say for example, there are, like, let's just pick two people, Dikshant and Surojit. If Dikshant figures out that Surojit is scoring well, he would get that, that drive to perform better than him. Okay. So always a classroom setting helps. And I had this is a very cliched thing, but I really like this, is to form study groups. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a study group. In that study group, there's only one other person. Okay. So all both of us, we used to exchange ideas, we used to solve. If I couldn't do something, he would help me with it. Okay. Solving in pairs helped me at that point of time. And also I had that inherent drive. I wanted to do something. I wouldn't call it that way, but I was in a dead end job. I didn't like what I was doing. I knew my passion lies there. A lot of people, want to do MBA for the sake of doing an MBA. No comments on that. But if people have become successful after doing that also, but if you have an inherent drive for something, right, you would do it. You would do it no matter what. You would do it if you're not in a classroom setting. You would do it if you don't have money, if you don't have resources for it. You would still do it. Okay. It's all about the passion, and classroom sessions and group solving helps.
Great, great. So Surajit, leaderboards. That's very important there. Okay, next question, Nupur. How much time is apt for CAT as I'm in the final? So a lot of them are working professionals and a lot of them are still studying. How do they manage it? And should she take a gap year or should she focus on 2022?
Guys, don't take a gap. Okay. It's not that people who take a gap are not, don't end up in MBA colleges. It's just that it becomes very difficult to defend it. Like say, if say Nupur comes into an interview and I'm sitting in IMB, I'm Bangalore, and I ask her, Nupur, why did you have a 1 year gap? And Nupur answers that, hey, I wanted to concentrate on my studies. I wanted to do this. And then the interview would say that, MBA and management is all about multitasking, right? If you can't do this basic working and studying and then preparing for CAT, how would I trust you that you in the future you would be good at multitasking? Okay. So do not take a gap year, guys. It's taken very differently with respect to MBA colleges. Okay. What I would say is it's the same, right? Even I was working. Okay. You'll have to give up on your weekends, guys. So I'll tell you directly, if you're working or if you're studying, give up on your weekends. Okay. So Saturday I used to prepare for about 7 hours, and Sunday I used to prepare for about 12 hours. On normal weekdays, I used to prepare for 1.5 hours. That's what I used to do. Okay. So I also had courseworks. Okay. In certain days, I'm sure that, you would not be able to put in that 1.5 hours of effort. Try to put in 3 hours on the next day. Okay. Again, I would say that it's not it's not time based, right? It's not directly proportional. Say, for example, if I spend 50 hours, trying to do something, it's not that I will get in and the person who has done 5 hours will not get in. Okay, it's about how it is individually for you. But yes, this would need some amount of rigor, and I would not allow you, I would not advise you to take a gap year. Try to manage it by putting less amount of time on a weekend and high amounts of time on weekends.
Okay, great. Thank you, Aditya. The next question is by Pallavi. CAT 2023. Should she give mocks now? She should take it a little easy, I feel. Focus more on weekends.
Yeah, focus more on weekends. CAT 2023. One of my cousins is also trying to do a CAT 2023. I would probably advise you to join one of one of these service providers, if I would call them, or tutors I would call them, because you get into a kind of a competitive environment. Don't give mocks so early. Okay, take this year. I would always tell you to write 2022 CAT. Okay, don't leave it. Okay, just go. Even if you get 20 percentile get thrown out of the this thing also, it's okay. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, nothing's going to happen. Okay, just go and give it, because it's an experience, right? Start building, like start doing on weekends, like start preparing for 2-3 hours on a weekends. Start visualizing what it will be. Start visualizing in 2023 you'll be scoring the 99.99 or 100 percentile. What I have to do for it, where am I? Not many people would have time like you. If who I don't know who asked that question. Okay, yeah, so not many people would have time like you, right? So you've got that time. Don't neglect CAT 2022, please. Okay, don't give any mocks. Probably you can give mocks, like say about 10 or 15 mocks just before your CAT 2022, and just go ahead and sit, and then come back based on this learning, based on the experience of writing CAT 2022. It will help you in CAT 2023.
Correct. Great. Thank you. And then Surajit has a question. As a leader, what are the checks that you do before an important decision? You prefer SWOT or brainstorming? So Surajit is also working professional.
Okay.
So how do you take a decision in your work life?
Okay. So as a leader, this also comes from reading of a lot of books and some experience, right? So leaders today are evaluated on how their team performs and not how they perform. I have seen a lot of people in my workplace. They're really crazy guys. They're great at data. They're great at data analysis. But when it comes to getting work done or not getting work done, that's a very crude statement per se. Of giving a clarity to people who are reporting to them is where people fail, right? Great leaders are great communicators. There cannot be a great leader without being a great communicator. Okay, so what I would do is yes. So brainstorming really helps. SWOT not much. Okay, it does not work on an everyday basis. You cannot apply it to every aspect, right? But brainstorming you can. Like say for example, I handle a lot of frontline employees, right? Before I take a decision, I make it a point to go and talk to them. Okay, even though they don't understand it. Not everything is understood by a frontline employee, right? Like say a frontline employee is someone who goes and takes orders and who does the operational part. Okay, but I still go to them, and try to discuss my answer or my way of thinking. And you would be surprised, most of the times I steal ideas of them. So they're really good. Okay, we always think that people who are educated, people who are on top of the ladder is know every answer to every question. Guys, people on field, who's working, who very close to customers, they know more than what we know. Okay, so being a good leader is the number one thing is to respect everyone, respect everyone's opinion, really listen to them. Okay, if you listen to them, half of your problems are solved.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Next couple of guys, quickly, we'll take the last couple of questions. Couple has a question who's posing as Dikshant. Would profile building like learning new skills? Okay, so let's say couple has a gap year. Let's imagine couple has a gap year. Okay. So now what can he do? Because he is at a slight disadvantage. So would getting an experience or an internship or skills help to fill the gap year?
Absolutely. So if you have a gap year, like go in deep dive, take an internship. Okay, there are many people on LinkedIn who will give you internships, guys. Okay, Try use LinkedIn properly. Okay. What I would say is MBA ke liye LinkedIn, using LinkedIn is very important. That doesn't mean that you write that hey, I got selected here, I got selected there. I don't mean that. I mean that you go ahead and make connections on LinkedIn. Like say for example, you're interested in sales and marketing. Well, try reaching out to someone in Britannia and say that, hey, this is, you'd never know, right? You reach out to 10 people, one per person would give you an opportunity, and you can do that internship. Try doing internships. Try doing your certifications, like say something with respect to digital marketing, with respect to customer experience, or some course in CRM. Okay, so you would say that, right? I was not sitting idle. I had interest in this part, so I built my internships or try to build my skills in these parts. So go ahead and do that, Kapil.
Great. So Abhinav's question, okay, gap year is when you complete your graduation till when you give the CAT, right? That's the gap year.
Yeah,
Okay.
that can be a year, or that can be like say 2-3 months, or also like say someone, I've seen my friends who were working along with me, and they told that, hey, working and preparation cannot happen, and they just stopped working. Okay, one fine day they told that I'm not coming to the office. They sat down, they worked for so they studied for about 6-7 months. That also counts as a gap year. They still got selected into good colleges, but it's tough, guys. I mean, we always talk about with respect to probabilities, right? It's not that a person with a gap year cannot get selected, but the probability of him getting selected is lesser compared to the probability of getting selected without a gap year.
Great. So I have one last question from the side of everyone. It has divided into two subsets actually. Are, they generally have this concept of black, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Lucknow, IIMs. So are those colleges the only college like they should aim for? Or colleges like, first of all, new IIMs, baby IIMs into the mix, and even colleges like Symbiosis, NMIMS, XLRI, MDIIMT? That's one question, these vis-a-vis those. And the second question is, which are the exams that they should take? I know a lot of them are like CAT, but I always tell them, take more examinations as well. So which are the examinations that you would suggest them to take?
Got it. So guys, I would like say segment colleges, right? The top colleges, I would like to segment them. See, ABC is different, right? Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta is different. They're on a different league. Okay, if you get them, it's great. After that, the remaining 13 colleges, 12 colleges serve the same purpose. Okay, so if you're in NM, if you're in SIBM, if you're in SP, okay, all of these give great platforms, right? Even your LKI gives good platform. Any college with respect to that, top 15, top 20 college, if you want to take MICA, if you want to take IMT Ghaziabad, all of these colleges also give a very good platform. So with respect to teaching, ABC is really great. Again, ABC is on a different league. The kind of platform you get and the kind of teaching you get, the kind of peers you get is totally different from whatever happens in the next 12-13 colleges. But in these 12-13 colleges, same kind of teaching, okay, like similar kind of teaching, similar kind of people, okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, all of these give you great platform. That's the only thing an MBA college gives you. Okay, it gives you a great platform to learn, great platform to network, great platform in the future. Like say for example, even today, if I give another interview for any other company, they would still go back to, you were from NM. Okay, so that's the platform, that's the brand that you get. Okay, with respect to see, CAT is complicated. There are a lot of things that comes into picture. Diversity points, BBM person gets more what do you say, diversity points with respect to an engineer, and all of these things. CAT is the mother of all exams. Okay, but there are a lot of things, lot of rules, lot of parameters that comes into picture in CAT. Not all people who write CAT get into great colleges, right? New IIMs are good. CAP IIMs are good. Some of the CAP IIMs are really good. IIM Trichy is good. IIM Ranchi is good. IIM Udaipur is good. Okay, so I've seen people from there. I've seen people in Ninja Kart who come from IIM Trichy. One of my friends is from IIM Trichy, and the way he thinks is really good. Okay. And he has told me a lot about IIM Trichy and how good the learning in IIM Trichy also is, so all of these colleges are really good. I would urge you to write NMAT. I would urge you to write SNAP, ZAT, IAFT. If someone wants to do HR, please do write TIS. It's a really good college. Okay. Yeah. So I would like say CAT, NMAT, SNAP, IAFT, ZAT, TIS. Yeah, that's about it. So I wrote these many exams. I got through SNAP. I got through and mind you, every exam is different. Okay, SNAP is a time-based exam, all easy questions, but it is very time-based. Okay, you'll have to start. You'll have to be very quick. Okay, NMAT is a mixture of both. CAT is a very tough case exam. Okay, ZAT may there's something called decision making. You'll have to prepare separately for decision making.
Yeah.
IAFT may GK. Okay, I still remember I got an overall percentile of somewhere close to 99.3, but I missed out on GK by 0.16. Okay, that was a killer. That happens a lot to a lot of people, right? You never know what happens on the D-Day. I took a risk, right? I thought that I know all sports questions and I marked the sports question and it was wrong. I would, if I wouldn't have attended that question, I would have probably gotten an IFT call also. Okay, so please don't be selective in what you write. CAT is not end all be all. It is the mother of all exams, yes, but it's not it's not the end all be all. All the other colleges give equal amount of platforms that some CAT colleges give.
Great. So thank you so much, Aditya, for answering these questions. So any final questions, guys?
I can take a couple of more questions.
Sure. Yes. Any questions? Risky, Kapil, Surajit, Abhinav, Pallavi. Can you tell us a little bit about specializations?
Would you want to know with respect to what the specialization actually is, or how to answer which specialization you want to take, kind of a question?
Like which specialization should you take? I mean, that depends on your interest level, yes. But how did you go about selecting marketing, considering that you were from an engineering background?
Yeah. So I spoke to, I was lucky with respect to have a couple of my cousins who were from IMA. Okay. And then I spoke to them, understanding what are the different facets when it comes to an MBA, right? You guys can probably hop onto my LinkedIn and ask me what are the different parts of MBA, what are the different types of MBAs, right? I understood what an operations manager does on an everyday basis. I was like, nah, I'm going to put a cross mark on it. I then looked at finance. It really scared me, even today, finance scares me. I didn't want to do it. I understood. I really liked. Everyone has an inherent talent or an inherent drive towards something, right? I first figured out what it actually means. What does sales management mean? Does it mean that you're going to go door to door and sell items? It does not mean that. Okay, what does marketing mean? All I thought I was seeing everything, and I wanted to be in all the HULs, trying to build campaigns for, like, say, Dove or something. Okay, so that doesn't happen every day, right? On an everyday basis, you'll have to understand what a marketing manager does, what a brand manager does, what a sales guy does, what a trade marketing manager does. After understanding all of these, I came into a consensus that hey, I want to be in sales and marketing. Okay, after that, wherever it takes me, it's going to take me, but I'm for sure not doing anything in finance and not sure doing anything in HR or operations. Not that I have anything against these, it was not right for me. Okay, so try doing that initial thing, right? Everyone can read anything that's on Google. I'm pretty sure everyone would be on Pagal Guy and want to read that. It's not that Pagal Guy is not helpful; it's really helpful. But if you want to be different from the rest and try to understand what really happens, try connecting with people. Yeah. That's the only thing that I would say to you. Okay, try connecting with people. A lot of people would not accept your friend request on LinkedIn, right? It's okay. I'm pretty sure many of us would have sent friend requests on Instagram or Facebook to different people, and they didn't end up, accepting a request. Do that in LinkedIn. It's really going to help you in future. Okay. When it comes to that answering that question that is there in the MBA, always try to answer that you have an inclination towards something, but you would still figure out after you're joining. Okay, you would say that I answered like this, like say I have an inclination towards sales and marketing, but I could be wrong. I'll look at the course structure, I understand what really happens and what each course gives me, and then I would take an informative decision at the end of like say 4 or 5 months. This is how I answered that question.
Okay, great. Next question. What about the examinations like MAT, CMAT, CT, like say Maharashtra CT? Maharashtra CT is still okay because of JBIMS.
JBIMS, yeah. JBIMS is a really good college, guys. So MHCET is really good. Okay, but through MAT and CMAT, you won't get into tier 1 and tier 2 colleges. You'll get into tier 3 college. I don't know about other colleges, but if anyone is from Bangalore, you'll get into colleges like Alliance University. You'll get into colleges like say Christ University and all of these through MAT. Okay, MAT and CMAT and all of these things. I don't have experience or expertise with respect to MAT and CMAT. I just heard that they're easier exams, but you will end up getting into tier 3 and tier 4 colleges, which is okay if that is what you want to do.
Great. What do you do to chill and relax and keep yourself motivated? Both.
Okay, what I did to chill and relax is I never missed. Okay, I still remember my cat was on a Sunday, and Liverpool played. I think we were playing Chelsea or something away. So I still watched that match. One day before cat, everyone were like freaking out. I was still shouting at my home, looking at Liverpool play. Okay, so I'm this cool guy who always looks at sports, right? I don't watch Netflix series, or I don't watch a lot of TV. The only thing I watch sports. I follow a lot of sports. So if you're really passionate, and if something like actually gets you off, like say some people work out, right? Like say some people go to the gym. Okay, try doing that. Don't put a stop to that. Okay, I tell my brother that. So my brother is really interested in working out and building a body, right? And whenever he's doing his second year medical, so whenever he gets an exam, he stops working out. I was like, why do you do that? Okay, don't do that. It's just 1 hour. It'll help you focus on in the other parts of the day. So don't stop your passion. Don't stop your hobbies. Keep doing it. Okay, but if you spend 5 hours in doing that hobby, try to reduce it to like say 1.5 hours something. Okay, but still keep doing it. That helps you chill, and that also keeps you motivated.
Done. Okay, great. Thank you, Aditya. Yes, any other questions that you would like to pose? Pallavi, Surajit, Diya, Abhinav, Kapil, Rizki, Nupur. Yes, we've covered a lot.
No, it wasn't the match. It wasn't the match when Gerrard slipped. Surajit.
He's a football fan too.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So yes, any other questions, guys? So we've covered about specializations, we've covered about colleges, we've covered about profile building, we've covered about examinations, experience, non-experience, freshers, internships. Yes, any other questions that you have? Diya is just part of the session she was part of the last time session as well.
Okay, yeah, I remember Diya. Hi, Diya.
Yeah, only football. Okay. Great. So if there are no more questions, I guess we've covered a lot. And thank you so much, Aditya, for being a part. And he's asked. Okay. Rizki wants to know: did you have your dinner yet?
No, I haven't, man. I have it at somewhere around 10 o'clock. Guys, so okay. I mean, before I leave, I would like to tell you guys that it's a journey, right? Enjoy this journey. Okay. I would again tell you that the CAT and all of these exams are the easiest part that you can do with respect to an MBA. Okay, you won't get shouted at. Okay, just today, I mean, every day, I mean, when you come to colleges, or when you come to go to work, all of these pressure related things, it's all time based and all pressure based. Okay, but this is really, enjoy that journey. If you make a mistake, enjoy that mistake and think how stupid you were making that mistake, right? One day I remember I wrote 2 + 2 = 5 in an exam. Okay, and I enjoyed it, how stupid I was. Okay, it was just pressure that happened to me. Okay, so enjoy this. Don't get demotivated, guys. If you want, we'll do another session, like say probably 3-4 months later. Okay, the same thing. So I mean, you can come in with a different set of questions. Like you've been scoring this much. As of now, it's still raw, right? You're still in February. You still have somewhere around close to 6 or 7 months. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, everything happens. Try to connect with a lot of people online. Okay, and keep at it, guys. Just keep at it. Okay. just don't stop. Okay, like say I know a lot of people who tried writing CAT, and after 2 mocks or 2 months of it, they were like, hey, mujhse nahi ho payega. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, sabse ho payega. Okay, if I could do it, you could do it. Okay, if I who scored 55 percentile in I could score 97, could score 99, all of these percentiles in the next year, in just 1 year, in the next 1 year, I'm pretty sure all of you can do it.
Great. Thank you so much. And very, very good motivation that you've given all of them. So Satakshi, Kapil, I'm sure all of them will pick up from this a lot to learn from this, because they're just starting off, and that motivation is needed, that drive is needed, that guidance is needed.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Aditya, for being that mentor. And sure, we would love to have you, at different stages of their preparation as well. Probably
Absolutely.
one day before CAT also, instead of watching Liverpool, they might probably want to listen to you. So
yeah, I could do that.
yes, we would love to have that. So thank you so much, Aditya, for being a part of it. And it was great having you on board. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I'm happy to help. I'm thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity, ma'am, to connect with students. I always want to connect with students. I mean, today's students are really, really motivated. They want to do something, and I really want to help them on their journeys.
That's so sweet. And you've always been a sport, so that's really great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night, guys. Have a good night. Have a good preparation. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Aditya. So you can sign off. I'll take them through the
Sure.
latter half of the PPT. Thank you so much, Aditya. Thanks a lot. Yes, guys. So thank you so much. So that was Aditya, and guys, I hope he answered all of your questions. So please make sure कि आप लोग, जैसे आदित्य ने बोला, it's very important to take your preparation seriously. तो जल्दी से enroll करो, guys. महाराष्ट्र CT के batches भी शुरू हो चुके हैं, as we discussed about JBIMS as well. And as he said, it's very important for you to join in, get the right classroom environment, for which you have to take the Plus and Iconic subscription. और उसके लिए, guys, you can write the CAT Mega and OMETs Mega Combat, which is going to happen this Sunday, 12 noon ko, 60 minutes, 30 questions, and you get to win prizes and you get to win scholarship as well. Okay, so do dial up this number if you have any queries regarding your preparation journey and the offers and subscription. So it was wonderful having all of you. आपके जो भी doubts है topic को related, कोई questions को related, you can post it on the app and website. Okay, Unacademy ask it out feature है, आप जल्दी से इस feature को use करो and you can upload your doubts and get solution. Don't forget to apply the code Ritu NBA in order to get 10% off. It was great interacting with all of you. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you really benefited from the session. So signing off, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. It was great having you. Take care, everyone.